We have some ophthalmologists joining me here and also a nurse joining me here. We will be talking in-depthly on the World Sight Day. I have Dr. Stephen Agbo. He's an ophthalmologist and director of Cross River State Eye Care Program. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
And I have also seated by him Mrs. Offiong Okon, ophthalmic nurse. Good morning, madam. Good to have you.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
And I have Dr. Ernest Eze. He's an ophthalmologist, secretary, Ophthalmological Society of Nigeria, Cross River State Chapter. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. It's a pleasure.
All right. So, okay, let's quickly start with the Dr. Steve. Let's look at what is World Sight Day, what you would call the WSD.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, Cross Riverians. Good morning, everybody out there. World Sight Day is an annual event in the eye care calendar that every second Thursday of October every year should be set aside the whole world over to draw attention to the global importance of eye diseases and visual impairment problem we have in the world. That despite all the things people do, we discovered that people pay less attention to eyes. So the world came together and said, let us set a special day that will celebrate the whole world round to draw attention to people that whatever you are doing, whatever your profession, whatever you are engaged in, you should be able to know that eyes are a very vital aspect of your life, but it's the window to the body and to the world. That's why that day was set out. Has been there for the past 20 years.
Okay, Mrs. Offiong, let's look at the significance. I have to start with you before I move to doctor. The significance of this day.
The World Sight Day is very, very important because there are people, so many people who are involved in this thing. And then we also realize that children, women, the poor people, they are not always, captured in all these things. Now, we need to get help for children from a very young age, as they are young. In fact, from the immunization center, children are supposed to be screened for eye problems. And then if your child, most of the time we see some children, some mothers will say, oh, my child watches television too much, he wants to stand in front of the television and see. And then they disregard it, they just assume that this child just likes to watch television. So no. They should bring the children to the eye clinic and eye centers so that they can have their eyes checked. Majority of these things, if they are done at an early age, we can prevent blindness and visual impairment in a very large percentage.
Okay, excellent. Now, Dr. Eze, I wanted to talk to us on the theme. I quite understand that out of the 20 years this event has been celebrated, they've come up with about 14 themes so far or thereabouts. This year's theme, we're looking at hope in sight. What does it stand for?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, viewers. The theme for this year's World Sight Day is Hope in Sight, as said, and that simply means that there is hope in sight that we will conquer blindness and visual impairment in our world. And that's the main essence of the World Sight Day. The Hope in Sight tag is aimed at gathering the political commitment of government and other agencies and stakeholders in eye care to deliver integrated, patient-centered eye care. And with this, we believe there is hope in light.
Excellent.
And particularly for sub-Saharan Africa and precisely for Cross River State.
Okay, excellent. Let me still stay on you, Dr. Eze. You made mention of stakeholders. Now, I want to find out who are the stakeholders involved in this vision project.
Oh, thank you. Very nice question. The vision project involves all of us. All of us. The media house, just as what we're doing now, in engagement, the public via the media. It's a very veritable tool to get people to know about sight, about vision, about the problems of the eye. But others include, one, the government, bilateral agencies, multilateral agencies, there are non-governmental development organizations, the professional society, which ranges from like in Nigeria, the Ophthalmological Society of Nigeria, the Nigerian Optometric Association, the Nigerian Ophthalmic Nurses Association, as well as the other international bodies like the International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness, the World Health Organization, along with the World Health Assembly. So it involves all. And beyond these professionals, we are also looking at other stakeholders, like those in the agricultural sector, play a major role. Political office holders play a major role. We are kind enough, we now have local government chairmen, councillors across the state. These are focal people with commitment, with political will, can get to our people, particularly at the grassroots, because these are the people that are underreached and will be reached. So political office holders are great. In the educational sector, they are part of the stakeholders, all right? There are cases of vitamin E deficiency in the eye. So if there are more food production in the agricultural sector, this will go a long way in improving nutritional standing of our people and reduce the rate of eye diseases that are related to nutrition or to food. So it's for all of us. It's social welfare. A lot of eye people there, people with eye conditions or eye diseases, are actually impoverished and because of financial hardship cannot access eye care. The social welfare ministry or the social welfare outfits are actually expected to drive that process in that regard. So I guess I should just stop at this. But this to say that all of us, even the market women, the traders union, as the case might be, we are all involved in this process.
Excellent. We are all involved in this. So let me move on to Dr. Steve. There are certain issues that we should know. I would love you to talk to us on the specific, maybe this will go through my entire guest, but let me start with you. Let's look at the specific eye issues we need to know.
Good morning, viewers all once again. There are a wide range of eye issues that we encounter in the clinic, but in Cross River State in particular, we have no refractive errors. A refractive error may be a condition where an elderly person or you have just start with reading glasses, maybe presbyopia, you mention it, and maybe a child cannot see far, short-sightedness is there, and then other widespread conditions, or a patient who is elderly and might develop problem like cataract or glaucoma. So it's a wide range of things that commonly cross State we are burdened with refractive errors and cataracts. And of course, traditional harmful practices are common, where people in the rural areas have a problem with eyes. They are advised to use fermented water, they use breast milk, and all sorts of things. So we see them commonly. But basically in Cross State, those are the major things we tackle and see them day to day in the clinics.
Okay, now, Sophia, you also meet with them one-on-one in the clinic.
Yes.
We also know those issues you face with every day.
One of it I would like to talk about is diabetic retinopathy. This is it happens with diabetic patients. Diabetic changes at the back of the eye, which is the retina. Most patients don't know that they have this, and then you cannot know that you have this problem if you don't check your eyes. Sometimes that's for diabetic patients. Now, if they don't have their eyes checked, you see them coming out with blindness, and they didn't realize that the thing started gradually. But in this Cross River State, we have a particular screening program that we do in Lions Club at Teaching Hospital every Wednesday, so that we can screen all diabetic patients for diabetic changes at the back of their eyes. Every Wednesday, the screening program is free. If we detect any changes at the back of the eyes, we now refer them for treatment. But if there are no changes, we give them a 1-year appointment. Diabetic patients should know that they should have their eyes checked at least once every year. If we see any problem, we can catch it young. We say a stitch in time saves 9. And so we can prevent the blindness from a diabetic patient and other patients generally. But then this diabetic program, diabetic retinopathy program, is in this Cross River State is particularly to make sure that no diabetic patient goes blind in Cross River State. So that particular program will also help in this year's theme of World Sight Day, which is Hope in Sight.
Dr. Eze, what are those issues you face with in your clinic?
Okay, thank you. My colleagues have said a lot, and I think the major message we must pass across is each of us must have our eyes checked. ranging from children through adult old age. What are these issues? It will interest us to know that 2.2 billion people in the world have blindness or visual impairment, and 1 million of those are actually things that could be addressed or could be prevented. And 84% of these dwell in developing countries like Africa, countries in Africa, tropical Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. And so it's a problem with us. And what are these problems actually? Uncorrected refractive error account for most of it. And just a pair of glasses, just like my friend and colleague is putting on there, can address that issue. The second is cataract. Cataract. And one pathetic thing we see around, particularly in Cross River State and around us, is that cataract in children are being trivialized. A child is born with a white speck in the eye, and the parents feel it's witchcraft because there's this so-called cat eye reflex. This child can be helped right from 2 weeks of age. They shouldn't wait for 1 year to come. So cataract not just in old age, but also in childhood. And particular emphasis in childhood, because once we lost that privilege of getting the child to see clearly at childhood, our efforts later, especially after 7-8 years, may be infertility. Other conditions are diabetic retinopathy. With lifestyle changes, with increasing age, there's more likelihood of people coming down with diabetes as going on with diabetic retinopathy. And again, the thief of sight, glaucoma. And these may not present with any sign or symptom except one eye is checked. And that is why whether you are fine, you are normal, as we are, we have our eyes checked. And that is why the World Sight Day today is set aside for you and I to check our eyes.
Okay, Dr. Steve, let's quickly find out, are there certain lifestyles that can disturb the eye, that are quite harmful to a healthy eye?
Yes, of course. Let us start with diet, for instance. If there's a dietary indiscretion, you eat whatever you want, so somebody, and you don't check your other system very well. If you have diabetes, you don't know. The time will come by, you may still start presenting with eye condition, and when they check your eyes, the diabetes will have gone so far. So our diet, even the social aspect now, with the advent of these new technologies, people are now using so many tablets, phones, and all that. There's a projection that the next 40 to 50 years, people are going to come down with more problems with radiation-related eye conditions. But rather than infancy, you still need to advise. And by and large, if our practice, again, if you are practicing in the right area especially, when people encounter either accident or whatever, the first advice is they take them to a native doctor, pour leaves to the eyes, and then tell them if it doesn't improve, it's witchcraft. So the way our mother will handle things, especially in the development system, is so poor. And accessibility too is a problem. Sometimes if a person cannot access an eye facility, they will go to factory, where you see couches going around and doing so many things. So the best thing for us is to make sure that in the day like this, people should come out, whether you have a complaint or not, go and check your eyes, which we have sacrificed the whole Cross River State. There are different areas you can access this facility free of charge.
Excellent. Now, Sophia, let's look at activities to mark this day.
Okay, in the teaching hospital Calabar, we are going to have free eye screening, which has started taking place right now from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock today, and then tomorrow too from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are going to screen everybody that comes. Free eye screening, we are going to screen, and then we are also going to give glasses, corrective glasses, to people that have refractive error.
Excellent. Dr. Eze, let's get your message for the people. That we do a wrap with that.
Yeah. Thank you, viewers, once more. The message to all of us is to know that in life you must face the life events with all reality that it needs. And that reality we present today on the World Sight Day 2020 is that you need to have your eye checked. Get to the facilities where there are free eye screening We are aware the teaching hospital, University of Calabar Teaching Hospital, the Cross River State Eye Care Program at the College of Health Tech, the General Hospital to St. Chiran, their facilities around across the state in Ogoja, the General Hospital in Sankwala, in Nikon, across the state. Today being the World Sight Day, you have your eyes checked, and anything that is detected early can always be treated. You must not needlessly get blind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we leave it at that. Thank you very much, gentlemen and lady, for coming on the show. Many thanks, Dr. Stephen Agbo, Director of Cross River State Eye Care Program. Thank you, Mrs. Ofion Okonas from that unit, and Dr. Ernest Eze. Thank you, Secretary of Ophthalmological Society of Nigeria, Cross River State Chapter. Thank you for coming on the show, and we're wishing you a happy World Sight Day.
Thank you
very much.
Make sure you go out and check your eye and also get your own glasses.